everybody, today I'm bringing you a layout with these views from my bedroom at a friend's condo, and I have 3 photos there because I accidentally printed, I thought I wanted a smaller one, like a 3x3 of that bottom photo, but I ended up using a larger, the larger photo anyway. So right now I have the photos positioned on that green stripe paper, which is Kaisercraft Daydreams, and that is the Stargaze paper. And then I'm going through and I'm looking at a cut apart card here, and that's what that Hello Beautiful cut apart is, and that's from Daydreamer also, and it's called Happy Moments. Now I made this layout, this right now is the second weekend in September. I made this layout about 3 weeks ago, and as I am doing this voiceover right now, Hurricane Irma is going to be hitting Marco Island, where this condo is, tomorrow, and it's right on the beach, and these views probably will be very different after tomorrow. It makes me really sad. Right now there's a lot of people that I'm praying for. I know a lot of people in the Florida area, but it's just heartbreaking. Although my friend who owns this condo said to me she's safe, and here in the Midwest of the United States where I live, but we were talking about it the other day, and she said, as sad as it is, things can be replaced, but people can't. So anyway, just a little aside, you probably won't see this video for something close to a month after the hurricane goes through, so by that time we should know what happened. Anyway, back to the layout. It's just ironic that I happen to be doing this video tonight. So that polka dot paper, I decided I needed something to ground the green paper because the stripes go off the page, and it felt kind of like they were going off the page. They were falling off the page versus being stopped by something. So I grabbed that polka dot paper, which is called Muse, and I love that little bright pink edge it gives. It really brightens up the whole layout. Now the papers are so light that I'm going to ink this with my Memento Dewdrop in gray flannel. And a little tip for you there, I've cut out the inside of that background piece, and sometimes it's hard. If you put glue on all 4 sides, you can wrinkle the paper fairly easily. So what I usually do when I do that is I just put glue on the top of one part of the larger piece of paper, so what the pictures are actually sitting on. And that way you only are dealing with getting it on one side, and then everything will be straight. Is the best way to explain what I'm doing here. All right, and I'm just kind of arranging, trying to figure out how I want those photos to lay. I did want to do a little bit of journaling somehow, and I was going to put more on here, but in the end I just end up putting whose condo it is, and you know that it's my bedroom, and then the date here. All right, so I'm going to take that other journaling card away that I had on the left side, and I'm just using that 3x4 Hello Beautiful card because, oh my gosh, there's pictures of me sitting on my balcony outside of my bedroom, and then there's that picture of the book there, and the window neck behind it is me laying in bed reading my book with the views out behind it. It was a little gray that morning, but that cleared up very quickly, and we ended up with that beautiful blue view there. All right, so I'm playing now with the die cuts, and I found that little die cut that says Wonderful, and the die cuts from Daydreamer are called Collectible, or Collectibles, I should say. And I'm just choosing a few different things. I found that little A is for Adventure, because this was an adventure going there. And then I have that other rectangle one that says Play, but I don't like how white it is, and I really thought I wanted something besides all of the hard edges here. So I found that die cut circle that says grateful for this life. And that brings all of that peachy orangey color back in again, since I have it now in 3 places. I have a visual triangle with the wonderful, the grateful life, and the is for adventure, and it brings kind of the color from the background in. Now I am adding some foam tape to a couple of these, trying to bring that word play back in again, but that's going to go away. Putting something there disturbs the visual triangle, and that's why I eventually get rid of it, all of it. And then I'll put some foam tape behind this word wonderful. I'm not going to do it behind the grateful life though, just because that's on top of the photos, and I do want the photos to really remain more of the focus there, would be the best way to describe that. So I left that flat. All right, so now I know that I need to come back. I didn't glue any other sides down. And the reason I didn't do that is that at this point in the beginning, I wanted to get the photos down because I kind of had them arranged the way I wanted to. So I did everything else around it and then glued the background to the border there. All right, so I like that. Now I'm looking for some other things to add in, and I'm using the sticker sheet here from the Kaisercraft Daydreamer collection, and I find that little piece of, it's a washi tape sticker, and I like how it brings the yellow in, because the yellow is in the Hello Beautiful card, but it was appearing nowhere else. So I'm looking at it, trying to figure out, now I want to get some more yellow in here, so how am I going to do that? And I'm looking at the sticker sheet here to see if I can figure something else out. There was a yellow, a heart, I believe. And I thought about or not heart, a little circle. And I thought about adding that in, but I didn't like the way it looked there. But I do find this little arrow here. And I like how that points to the grateful for this life die cut, because I am grateful. I'm very grateful to these friends for sharing the condo, and just how blessed I am to be able to take the time off of work to go visit a beautiful place like this. All right, so the last little piece that I need to do here is I'm going to add a little bit of dimension or a different texture here by adding enamel dots, and I have the I have the Simple Stories Posh enamel dots. And that I said in, I think the video I just did right before this one, I talked about how great they match this collection. So I grabbed 2 of the minty green dots and 1 of the yellow dots, just to bring, again, some green up into the 2 clusters and some yellow up into the other cluster. So the last thing I need to do here is I need to do my title. And I'm looking at my Jelly Bean Soup alpha beans, because this yellow, which is the banana yellow for the alpha beans, it's called banana yellow, is a perfect color for this layout. And so I'm going to use these to put down the title here. And as I usually do, I'm just laying down, I took my wax paper and I'm just using the bottom line of one of the papers to do the title. Now it's really funny, because now that I have a grid mat, I could do that on my grid mat, but I'm just not used to doing it yet. I'm not used to the fact that I have that grid mat yet. I did a layout today that I could have used a grid mat for. It would have been really nice to do that, but I kind of forgot about it and had to get a ruler out, and it was very silly. I wouldn't have needed to do that, but oh well, whatever. You know how you get used to something. I have, by the way, I used to have a Heidi Swap mat, which I really like. The only problem is die cut stuck to it, and it drove me crazy. So I happened to be at Tuesday morning, and they had these on sale for basically, these American Crafts mats for basically half the price. And I've always wanted a gridded mat. I just hadn't gotten one yet. So they were on sale for half the price of what they normally are. And so I got one for my desk. So now I'll use that Heidi Swap mat when I'm doing more mixed media, which I do rarely do, but on things like that where I really need to cover my desk. And that way I have two nice mats here. So this is going down really easily just because it's basically straight. The reason I put it on the wax paper was I wanted to make sure that it would fit properly across the top. I wanted to make sure that the title, which is Bedroom Views, wasn't going to be too big for the space here that I had. Okay, and I decided now I'm going to grab the I there, and I will add the S to this as well so that it becomes Bedroom Views, not just Bedroom View. And there comes the S. This spacing is just a little bit better doing it that way. All right, the layout is complete. There is a still shot and a couple of detail shots at the end of this. Hope you are all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye!